Hello, it's Ashley with At Home with Ashley. Today we're talking about the Lenox Spice Village, aka these little cuties, which you've probably seen all over social media. So what is the Lenox Spice Village? So it's a collection of 24 little houses. They're about 3 inches tall, and each of them have a different name on them. This is Paprika, and they are all hand painted with different floral designs. And the shapes of them, there's like a few different varying shapes, so they look like little doll houses. On the bottom, it's stamped with Lenox 24 karat gold stamp, and it says they are made in Taiwan. These were made in 1989, and if you open them up, they do open. There is a gasket right here to keep your spices nice and fresh, and then it also says the name on the lid, so if you're washing them and they get separated, you can put the right lid with the right house, and they're just the cutest thing I've ever seen. Where can you buy them? They were made in 1989, so the only way you can buy them is on vintage sites like eBay, Etsy, and you can also sometimes find them in person, like at a thrift store or an antique shop. That's getting lucky. So if you find them, scoop them up. How much did the Lenox Spice Village cost originally? So when it came out, it was $19.50 a month for 2 years, so 24 months. Once a month, you would get a different house for the Spice Village, and then you got the rack for free for signing up for a 2-year subscription. Are they worth anything? So these are actually worth a good amount. If you find the whole Lenox Spice Village, minimum you're talking is $700 for all 24 little houses. If you find one that comes with the house-shaped rack, that will be even more valuable, more like the $1,000 range, but they go up to $1,500. These are worth a lot, and if you find other pieces in the collection, they're worth even more. I have a whole collection that I've been slowly curating over the last 5 years, and I thought at the end we could add up the prices of everything, and I'll tell you what my collection's worth. The Lenox Spice Village was made in the UK under a different name, Brooks and Bentley, so search for that if you're in the UK. There weren't as many created there, so it's a little bit harder to find, and sometimes on eBay and Etsy you can find a seller that will ship to you to the UK. So if you're wanting to start collecting these, I have a few downloads that are free on my blog that I thought I would tell you about. Number one, I have all 24 of the Spice Village houses on a list in alphabetical order, so if you want to collect them one by one, you can do that. Hot tip, if you buy them as a set, you're going to save some money. When I was first buying these, I could buy them for $8 a little house shipped. That was 5 years ago. Nowadays, you can get them for about $100 for each house shipped. And then if you can get a whole set for like $800, $900, that's obviously much cheaper than buying them one by one. My second download I have is all the pieces in the collection I think that you should add to your collection. So it got pretty big, but on my list are the items I think are somewhat relatively easy to find and that I think you should have. I thought I would walk you through my collection. So number one is the Lenox Spice Village. Right now in my kitchen, I have them alphabetized on the house rack. I did buy this as a wood rack, and I painted it white just because I like it more this way. In another house I've owned, I had them on little white shelves I bought at Home Depot. I can link them in the description, and it looked so cute. Next, I have the recipe box, and this is one of my favorite pieces in my collection. It's so cute. Mine came with the recipe cards on the inside. That's an added value. I do use my recipe box, so I do write on those. So that's devaluing my collection, but I don't know. What's the fun if you don't use it? And one cool thing about my recipe box is it came with a certificate of authentication, and every piece in the collection came with this. And this adds trust between the buyer and the seller. It adds value, and so it's kind of fun. Sometimes you can still get these and they're signed by the chairman of Lenox. In my collection, I have 2 canisters. I have the cookie jar, and I also have the sweets jar. And they have a lot of jars in the whole collection. These are the only 2 I've kind of found. They are pretty big. I think anything that's this house shape is so cute though. I have a set of 4 trivets, and that's how many they made. Each one's like a little different store, and so trivets are the things that you put on the countertop so you can put your pot on top of it. I just have mine for display and put them on my plate rack. Mugs. So Lenox made a few different types of mugs for this collection. The cafe mugs are my favorite because they kind of look like a little cafe. And I used to have a full set of these, and they looked so cute in my kitchen. I sold that house with everything inside of it, and I am so sad I didn't negotiate to take these with me. So now I only own one of the mugs, and it's like $100 per mug now, so I have regrets on that. Next is the butter dish. This is another item I use. It's shaped like three little houses all together. You lift it up, you can put your butter on the inside, and it's super cute. Lately on TikTok, there's been a rumor going around that the Lenox Spice Village contains lead, and I do not believe that's true. You can test it. You can buy test strips on Amazon, and everybody I've seen that's tested them has come back negative. So in 1971, the FDC started regulating lead in ceramics and other items. And so these were made in the late 80s and early 90s. So the chance of these having enough lead that it would be dangerous is very low. Next, I have the clock. It's a little purple guy. You could hang it on the wall. There's an item on the back so you can hang it, but I just have mine on the shelf. I think it's so cute. One of my favorite things I own is the planter. Right now I have it empty, but in the spring and summer when I'm growing a lot of flowers, it's always full of flowers and it looks so cute, full of flowers. That's one of my favorite pieces. I have the cake plate hanging, and the cake plate is so cute with the motif on it, but I do think in this collection the cutest things are all the house shaped things. So the plate, you can get a whole set of plates, and this is just for cakes. Another piece of my collection I really like is the teapot, and it also comes with a matching sugar and creamer set. Usually you can get the sugar and creamer together and the teapot separate. Again, it's the house shape, and I bought this from a guy on Facebook Marketplace, and his in-laws had bought everything when it originally came out and left it in the original boxes in their attic, hoping it would grow in value. And I don't know if that worked out for them. I'm not sure how much they originally sold for, but it's kind of fun that these are a mint condition item. The latest thing I bought is the condiment set, and usually it comes on like a little Lazy Susan, and it holds the spoons. And when I bought it, I got a really good price, and I didn't realize it didn't come with the bottom part. So it's been on my list to fix it because I have everything you need except for a little round bottom piece, which I think we could make on our own. But just the houses lined up on my little fireplace in my kitchen, I think it's so cute. I don't really use these. Like if I have a barbecue, I'd be too scared to use these. Like some kid would knock one over and break it, but they're very beautiful for display. So that's my whole collection. So I just barely sat on my computer and found at the cheapest price I could find each item for, and I tried to find items in the same condition mine is. And the thing is, they made these really well. The quality is very high, so unless something got chipped on accident, they look the same as they did when they were made, 30, 40 years ago. I added everything up and my collection is worth $2,862. I thought I would tell you what's on my wish list of items I'm hoping to find. The top of my list is the tissue box cover. I think that one is so cute. It's really a rare item. I would also like the little candlestick holders, so just like little purple houses, but I think they would look cute with how I display my collection. And the last item I would like to find is the little napkin holder. So a really exciting thing that happened to me as a collector is a magazine reached out and wanted to feature my collection of the Lenox Spice Village in their magazine. And so I sent them a bunch of pictures and I got I think it's a 3-page spread, and it was so fun. They interviewed me about it, and so there's a whole article in it, and it's one of my prized possessions, because if you're a collector and someone else recognizes your collection, I don't know, it just kind of brings it to a whole nother level. Okay, so that's everything on the Lenox Spice Village. If you have questions, please put them in the comments. Let's talk about this. And make sure to go to my blog because I have those free downloads. I have pictures of every single item plus links to them. So there's way more items than what I talked about. So you can see what they look like. You can see if you can find your own, and you can start your own collection. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe so you can join in on the colorful fun. And I would love if you like this video so I know to make more just like it.